And they say that age is just a number, but 60 is really significant. That's how old the ARC Gloucester is. And you're going to hear all about it from Anna Rivera, Executive Director of the ARC Gloucester. We're also going to hear from Donna Nolan, longtime employee of the ARC Gloucester and now Director of the Franklinville ATS. Finally, we're going to hear from a very special individual, Richard Breitzman, who's going to talk all about self-advocacy. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. Welcome back. We're with Anna Rivera, Executive Director of the ARC Gloucester. Welcome, Anna.
Hi.
So, Anna, when you think of a grassroots organization, the ARC Gloucester comes to mind. 60 years.
We're so excited about celebrating our 60th anniversary. You know, we actually date back to around 1946. A mother with a son with intellectual and developmental disabilities wrote a letter to the editor of the Bergen Evening Record. And she said, "What can I do for my child?" And she really called to parents to come and join her and have meetings to talk about forming an organization that could be there for parents to help them advocate for services for their children with intellectual and developmental disabilities. So that's really where it started. And from there, the counties in New Jersey started developing the ARC for their particular county. Locally here, we had the Tri-County unit. We were together with Burlington County, Camden County, and Gloucester County. That was in 1956. And then in 1957, we separated, and the ARC Gloucester was incorporated.
So getting back to the original founding members, my understanding is, from the research that I've done, is that these parents were looking for day program services only. Is that correct?
They were looking for services, particularly in the area of education. As you recall, it wasn't until 1975, with the passage of Public Law 94-142, that children with intellectual and developmental disabilities were refused to attend public school. So they really wanted to have their children receive some education, training, and also recreational services. So I know for the ARC Gloucester, the very, very first services that we provided were a training school in Pittman for children that were refused public education, as well as we had at the time Camp Precious, which was a socialization recreation program for children with intellectual and developmental disabilities.
So if you look back on the growth from 60 years ago to today, how can you describe where the organization is now in terms of the myriad of services that are offered?
Well, I think the dreams of these parents that started our organization have really come true. And even though our work is not done, the growth has been tremendous. We have really been very successful in our civil rights movement for fighting against discrimination that's inherent in the system for individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. But we've also developed many, many programs to meet the needs. And one of the things that is beautiful about the ARC is that we listen to the parents. The parents want choices, no cookie cutter programs. So we've been able to develop a myriad of residential living arrangements. We have group homes. We have day programs that include businesses. We also strive to have the individuals attend pre-vocational activities, try to get competitive employment. And then there are the respite programs, myriad of respite programs, including our Camp Stunnin' Fun. Camp Stunnin' Fun started out with a donation of just 6 acres, and we're now 33 acres. Wow. And we have our Sunshine Inn that's available for rental, but it also provides a lot of additional opportunities for our campers. So we've grown tremendously.
So it's not just the services that are offered on a daily basis, but it's also the advocacy. Is that correct?
Absolutely. We're a civil rights movement, and there's been, like I said, Public Law 94, but there's also been the ADA, there's been the Fair Housing. So there's been a lot of advocacy on behalf of parents and volunteers, and as well as we have great employees. So you wouldn't have the support if we didn't provide quality services. So they go hand in hand. So our employees do a fantastic job in providing and meeting the needs of individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities.
So the ARC really has its hand on the pulse of what's going on with both local, state, and federal government.
Absolutely. We have about 850 chapters nationwide, and that equals 140,000 members. We are a membership organization, and it started back when our founders started us. It was a membership organization, and it has continued to be so throughout the years. And the collaboration with the community, the public and the private sector, has been tremendous. And of course, you know, we need that support when we're trying to pass laws that prohibit discrimination against individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities.
So in your experience as executive director, what do you think has been the most popular service, the service that's been in the most demand for the consumers and the families?
I think it has been evolutionary. As you said, originally there were the day programs and the residential, and then there were the respite. Individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities are living much longer, and so they remained at home much longer. As you know, back in the 1940s, the recommendation was institutional placement, and we've just progressed so much further away from that, that we believe in choices in different living arrangements. And so I think that has been the biggest accomplishment.
So even with all this amazing growth, has the mission remained the same?
Absolutely. It's our consumers, the individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities are our priority. And definitely families need to have the opportunity to choose the types of services that they believe are the right services for the individuals that we provide services to.
And I know that there's long-term planning and short-term planning, mid-term planning, but what do you see if you had to discuss for the next 60 years? I mean, is there goals that are currently being worked on? Is there a plan, or is it sort of business as usual? What do you think?
It's never business as usual. We have strategic planning process. We have a strategic plan every 3 years. In fact, we're in the process of completing our last strategic plan and moving forward. But again, I think that we need to listen to the voices of the families and the individuals. We have many self-advocates that they know.
We're going to have one on the show today.
Yes, we are.
Yes.
That's exciting because who can tell you better their needs than they can?
Right.
So definitely, we always have an ear open for that.
Well, that's what I'm hearing. It really sounds like the organization is driven by the consumers and by the families.
Absolutely.
Right? It's not one size fits all. It's not, this is how we're going to do it. It's more of, you tell us, what are your needs? We're going to listen. We'll adapt accordingly, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. So in the time that you've been executive director, if you can think of it, what has been one of your fondest memories?
I started, I will be celebrating, as we're celebrating our 60th anniversary, I will be celebrating 25 years with the ARC Gloucester and 20 as the executive director. So as you can imagine, I have a lot of fond memories. I love doing what I do. I am very dedicated and committed to it. And my fondest memory is when I see an individual with intellectual and developmental disabilities achieve their goals, because that's what I'm about. I believe that you help others, and in return, you help yourself. So I think that that is probably the fondest memories that I have, is when an individual is able to get the job that they want, learn a skill that they want, enjoy a recreational event that they want. I think those are my fondest memories. I also like to create programs, and over the past 25 years with the Ark Gloucester, we have seen a lot of new thinking out of the box services, and I think those are my fondest memories.
Well, they're great memories. So at the end of every segment with you, I always ask you what's new, what's exciting, what's hot with the Ark Gloucester. But I think considering the milestone that is being celebrated this year, can you talk about what kind of events or celebrations are planned to recognize this great honor?
Sure. On March 31st, this past March, we had a kickoff at our annual dinner. And it was really exciting to see the individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities help us count down to the kickoff and shoot streamers. It was a very exciting event. In addition, we had a competition amongst our programs, and they developed a banner that we will be using as our celebratory banner, and special needs program was the winning banner. So hopefully you'll be seeing that in all our stationery and our promotional items as we continue throughout the year. So those were two really exciting kickoff events. We'll be having our after our golf tournament on September 28th, we'll be having a doo-wop. So immediately after, on October 15th, at the Brook Lawn American Legion, we will be having the doo-wop and dinner. And it'll be featuring the Intruders, 60s, and as well as the Blue Band and Maria Leonetti. And so she'll be also singing. And so we'll be having a lot of fun. We hope to have, going along with our 60s theme, we hope to have gift baskets. We're targeting 60 baskets. We hope we'll make it. So those are the events. And then we'll culminate with a gala. That'll be on April 29th. So a lot of exciting things throughout the year.
The organization certainly deserves all of the congratulations and all of the fun celebrating that comes with it. Before we go in, if you would just be so kind to give the viewers the phone number and the website to the organization. If anyone has any questions, wants to make a contribution, right now would be the perfect time to give that information.
856-848-8648, and our website is thearkgloucester.org.
Great. And as always, it's a pleasure sitting down and speaking with you. Thank you so much for the information. I know our viewers are very excited to celebrate this wonderful milestone for the Ark, and it's great. We'll be right back. Thank you. Welcome back. We are with Richard Breitzman and Donna Nolan. How are you today?
Great.
Great.
Wonderful.
So Richard, I agreed to do this interview with you because I heard you're a really nice guy, but I have to ask you, Pittsburgh Steelers? Richard, we're in Eagles country.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But my aunt was from Pittsburgh. She is now retired to Florida.
So-
And I became a Pittsburgh Steeler. I've been a Pittsburgh Steeler a fan for a long time. I'm going to put it that way.
Okay. Well, listen, you're advocating for the fact that you like the Steelers, and we're going to talk more about you self-advocating in a couple minutes. But first, let's hear a little bit from the person sitting to your left. Donna, you've had a few roles with the Ark Gloucester in your career, have you not?
Yes,
okay.
yes.
And now, what is your current role?
I am the current role is Supervisor of the Ark Gloucester Franklinville Adult Training Site. And in that role, it's my responsibility to assure that all the individuals who attend our day program receive the services that they and their family require and desire. Because everybody's an individual, so we have quite an eclectic program going on down there.
So let's talk about the program. Tell us a little bit about what are the services that are offered through the ATS? I'll call it the ATS.
Okay.
Right? Cool.
Okay,
Franklinville
great,
ATS.
great,
Okay.
great,
So let's
okay.
hear about the services.
Okay, well, let's see. Our youngest, I'm going to tell you first about, like I said, our individuals who attend are a diverse group, huh, Richard? Yes. Our youngest is in their early 20s, and our oldest is in their late 70s.
Wow.
So everybody who attends has different likes, dislikes, desires, goals, for their future. So having said that, we have moved into the technology age. We now have